Yeah, yeah. I'm just glad I ain't got a garden anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad I'm free of that. You know,
It's a lot of work too.
it
It's
is.
another one of those
It
things
is.
that's in, you know, obviously nothing to do with relationships, obviously, but it's like we were
Well,
talking
it
about,
is a bit.
but it is in a bit,
It
especially
can
if
be.
you own a house together.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, because we did. You know, eventually, me and my ex-wife, after being together for quite a while, you know, we had like, I think we lived in 5 different houses altogether. You know, in 13 years, and the last house had a garden.
Okay.
So it's the first garden I ever had.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I loved it. You know, I got into gardening.
Yeah.
Gardening's good fun.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Can be if you like it. Do you know what I mean? I did. I enjoyed it. You know, and I was making my garden look absolutely beautiful. You know, and I was, you know, built a barbecue on the back and everything. You know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I lost it all. And now I'm glad I lost it all. It hurt me first of all, badly. You know, not just the garden, my children, everything. You know.
Mm.
And I really did have a very beautiful garden. I can promise you.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
You know, I was very lucky to have it. You know, but I lost it. You know, and it's just a memory to me now. All the work I did to it, and it does come onto a relationship really, because you know, like
The shared responsibility,
well,
isn't it?
it can do, you know.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, sort of like when we did get our house, our final house together, you know, we didn't get on those last years, you know. And I can remember her doing her garden and it being in our world, and we weren't sort of planning things together, do you know what I mean? Like you can do together, you know. We barely talked to each other, you know, do you know what I mean? It was like that.
Yeah.
It is getting difficult, you know. But that's life, you know, and like I say, I'm glad I haven't got that responsibility today. You know, that I haven't got to wake up and water the grass, you know, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I just haven't got it.
Yeah.
You know, I go and feed the ducks now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The road.
Yeah.
You know, and watch everyone else, you know, do their gardening.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
But gardening's a very nice thing, you know.
It can be a fun, enjoyable thing as well too, especially if you're doing it together as a family. Like, you know, just, you know, all outside together. You know, working together, and you know, trying to make it nice, you know, together, and you know.
Yeah, so I mean, it's lovely if you've got a relationship, a good relationship with a good woman, you know, and you're both good people, whatever. And your children, you're bringing them up. You want to bring them up as best as you can, both of you, you know.
Yeah.
And you're both trying your best.
Yeah.
And say you have got a garden together, and you're both planning together to make that garden to be both your garden, you know. Do you know what I mean? It's good to work together on these things, isn't it? On these projects, you know. But if you're with somebody that's not interested in you, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
In a kind of way, you know. It's not a dream.
No.
You know, you can make it a dream, a relationship, can't you?
Yeah.
You know. And look, I mean, like I said, when I first met my ex-wife, we were in love, and we you know, we had a couple of children together, you know, whatever. But that kind of faded, you know, from a dream to a nightmare, you know. I mean, a relationship's meant to be a dream, isn't it? You know, a dream come true.
Yeah.
You know, and I think like when you first meet someone, it's always beautiful, isn't it? Like you said, it's like blossom, you know. Like,
well, generally speaking, in most cases, it's usually that kind of like, you know, it's kind of like that bliss, if you see what I mean. That, you know, you first meet each other and the attraction's there and you've got chemistry and, you know, it's lovely.
All your problems go out the window, don't they?
Yeah.
You could be lonely the day before,
yeah,
and then in love the next day.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know, I mean, you could be sort of lonely, never met anyone for all your life, and then you reach 30 years of age,
yeah,
and then you suddenly meet someone.
Yeah, true.
And it changes your complete life.
It does happen, yeah.
You know? But then you could end up sort of like having a relationship for 10 years and end up sort of being single again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think we all end up being single in a funny way, you know, like, you know, even when you get old, one of you is going to die.
Yeah.
First. One of you.
Yeah, true.
You know, so you're going to be left alone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sometimes people choose to remarry, sometimes as well. After a number of years or a little while, it might take them a little while to overcome that trauma, and then, you know,
Well, some people been married, alright, and they divorce, and then they decide to get married again. You know, that's happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, people get married multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of sort of cases out there, really.
There's people that say all the time that they'll never get married again, and then end up getting married again.
Well, I'm one of them. You know, I'm 100% actually. I'm not going to get married again.
Mm.
You know, because one, I'm too old.
Yeah.
You know, I'm too tired.
Yeah.
You know, for all that. You know.
Yeah.
But I say when you're younger, you've got energy for it, haven't you? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
You know, but there is some people that actually get married when they're quite old.
Yeah.
You know, like 80, I'm talking about.
Mm.
I mean, I used to watch this program called Blind Date.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so, you know, most of the time it was young couples, you know, week after week. But sometimes they had these special ones at Christmas time and things. They put some old person on there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 80 years old.
Yeah.
And they went out for a date and they ended up getting married.
Oh wow.
You
Yeah.
know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of them, you know. But sometimes they did these all, you know, very old people. Do you know what I mean? You know, occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite funny.
So relationships are tough.
They are definitely. They are.
Or they can be easy.
It can be easy too.
I think.
Good communication helps in all relationships, you know. And we're all guilty of sometimes not having good communication or lack of communication. We're all guilty of that, you know. But communication is a big,
Well,
you know.
like I said, my ex-wife was completely deaf almost. Do you know what I mean? She had just a little bit left in her,
Yeah.
in one ear.
Yeah.
You know, and so communication was pretty difficult. Anyway,
Yeah.
from the start. I mean, to be honest with you, I think when I first met her, she was a very beautiful woman. You know, and I was sex mad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I didn't really get to know her
Yeah.
before I settled down with her. Do you know what I mean?
It was more, what you think is more lust than love?
Well, you know, like I have admitted, you know, I wasn't brought up properly. You know, I was a bit like a wild animal.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I wish that somebody did bring me up properly. You know what I mean? And teach me to know better. You know, I had to learn for myself.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? A little bit.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, I feel that I mean, I don't think I would ever understand a woman, but I understand a lot more than I did do.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean. You know, and I mean, I always treated my wife with respect. Every woman that I've been with, you know. But I'm saying that I might have shouted at them too much and things like that. Do you know what I mean? And I wasn't perfect, you know, and I was learning. Do you know what I mean? And now I look back, I know that I could have been a better man than I was.
Yeah. Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
When I look back on myself, you know.
Yeah.
And I can't blame her really for getting angry at me.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, or you know, if you see what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. 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 None of us are perfect though, you know. And it's all a growing process, you know. Two people growing together, you know, and evolving together and trying their best to make each other happy for long periods of time and trying to keep everything kind of like alive, keeping your relationship alive, and you know, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and you know, I always say, you know, I think just people, like I said earlier, I think people really should live with each other for a little while, for at least maybe like a year and a half.
Well, I wish I did. You know what I mean?
Like a year and a half, 2 years with someone before they're actually moved in together. Before they get married and shit. If you see what I mean, before they take that step, like, you know, get to know each other. You know, enjoy that first 6 months where it's all lovey-dovey, and then as time goes by, you know, just, you know, if you take that next step of moving in with each other, just live with each other for a good year or two before you decide to get married, and see how things go. After a year and a half, 2 years, you'll be able to tell if you can, you know, if you can spend your life living with that woman, like, you know, if you can take, you know, if you can, you know, so, you know, or whatever, you know, it's, you know,
So say, you know, like you were saying earlier on, that you got to put up
with a lot.
with a lot, you know, like, you know, I can remember my ex-wife, you know, she used to watch telly all night, you know, and I was doing a post round.
Yeah.
I had to go up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to my job, you know. So she'd have the telly.
That's early.
You know, because she was hard of hearing, she'd have the television
Loud,
downstairs, alright. And even if I said, can you turn it down, she wouldn't, do you know what I mean? Because she would just do what she wanted. You know, but she wasn't really respecting me anymore, do you know what I mean? And it's making my life very difficult. You know, because I had to get up and work, you know, and she didn't really sort of care about me anymore, do you know what I mean?
Not being conscious of you.
So yeah, you know, like the last few years it was ever so difficult, do you know what I mean? And I'm glad it's all over really, you know, I wanted a beautiful relationship, you know, and I wanted my family, you know, my children to, you know, I mean my children love me, you know, do you know what I mean? They couldn't wait, you know, they jumped on me when they saw me, you know. They were excited all the time when we were together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I suppose that sometimes, like, the children actually love me, being with me more than they did mother.
Yeah.
You know, but that might have played a bit of jealousy, you know, things. You know, you just don't know. Do you know what I mean? What's going on? You know, it's like I say, relationships are a very tough thing. You know, and you know, glad I haven't got that bag today.
Yeah.
In a kind of way, do you know what I mean? And today I think like relationships are quite expensive too.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that too. Yeah.
You know.
It's financial, obviously financial aspects of any relationship, you know, so.
Well, I know that some women expect more money, you know, expect men to have money.
So, well, more so today, especially where the social media era, where a lot of these women think that a lot of the men that, you know, they're going to meet are millionaires kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
You know, already, you know, it's not always the case, you know?
Well, I think that's just one of the cases with me and my ex-wife again, you know, because I had a job, I had 2 jobs, but, you know, they weren't earning a lot of money per hour, you know, and I think my ex-wife wanted somebody to provide a lot more money, if you sort of mean, than I did.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
You know, and that's another thing, you know, if you're not, you know, providing enough, you know, that makes the relationship a lot harder.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, if you're not earning enough money each hour, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, for what you do,
yeah.
It's your job. You know. You know, I think it's good to have a holiday every year and things, you know, and all kinds of things, you know. You need money to do this. You know, it takes money to have a holiday, a good one, every year, you know. And it just costs, I think money helps a relationship, that's
for sure.
You know?
That does help, yeah.
Of course it does, you know.
I
mean, I think
naturally, well, of course, it's understandable too. You understand why they want financial security as well too. But everyone wants to be comfortable and have financial security. You know, that's something that most people want. But you know, you can understand that. You know, but they have to. I think a lot of people have a misconception today that, you know, that they're just going to meet a millionaire, and that's just not the way the world works, you know.
They get a bit disappointed.
Like the percentage, okay, if a woman out there is looking for a millionaire, the percentage of men out there that are earning over $1 million a year or £1 million a year is a very small percentage of the men.
Well, most people are poor, aren't
they? But some women today aren't even happy to settle for the plumber or the electrician or the doctor that makes 100k or 150k a year, which is still a lot of money, still decent amount of money every month, if you see what I mean. You're still looking at a good like 10 to 12,000 pounds a month. That's a lot of money, if you see what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? But they're not even satisfied with that. They think, oh, they're above that. You know, you know, that's not enough money. They want millionaires, and it's like, it's a big misconception going on. You know, they need to get real and understand that there are people out there that make decent money, but they might not be a millionaire, even if they make $500,000 a year. Because you get dentists and stuff. Some of these, excuse me, some of these really high paid, really like renowned dentists and stuff like this, that, you know, got like high end clients and stuff like this. Sometimes they might make £500, like $500,000 a year. You know what I mean? Before taxes, of course. You know, it might be 300,000 after taxes, but still they're making a good, you know. And they might not even be satisfied with that. Still not enough money. You know, he's not a millionaire. You know, it's just like, yeah, crazy.
You know, that's another thing. You know,
the world we're living in today.
Yeah. It's like I say, it's tough.
Relationships have been significantly affected by social media. You know, largely impacted. A lot of relationships have been in good ways and bad ways. You know, lots of people have met through the internet and social media, and you know, people have been more connected and more than ever before in life. And at the same time, it has, you know, brought problems to people's lives too. You know, social media. You know,
it can do, yeah.
So
it can do.
It just depends on how.
So I think, like, with the internet, I've had, like, as I said before, I've had a couple of relationships. You know, a few. My last 4 relationships, I think, are from the internet, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I don't regret those relationships, none of them. You know, and I think, like, meeting somebody on the internet is a good way of meeting someone.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
You know, because you can get to know them right sort of, you know, hourly to them each day, whatever, you know, and get to know them before you actually touch, you know, or meet, you know. So I think it's very, you know, I think sometimes it can go wrong if you're not too careful. You know, you got to talk to someone for at least a year before you you know, meet them, I think, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, in my case, I did, you know, the last girl I met, like I said, she travelled 3,000 miles from Dallas to come see me.
Yeah.
And she did it twice.
Yeah.
And we had a nice time together, you know. And we're really good friends, you know, we are today, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can, I think, like for instance, my ex-wife, for instance, I never sent her one message, not one phone message.
Yeah.
Because the internet, well, the phone didn't come out, you know, do you know what I mean? When I met her.
Yeah.
We didn't have mobiles then, you know. And, you know, they slowly sort of crept in whilst we were having a relationship,
Yeah.
And the internet. And as I said, I really think that was a big thing that ruined our relationship, really, you know, because my ex-wife was on the phone all the time, talking to whoever, you know, whether it was her family or her friends, right? And she was just constantly on there, you know, do you know what I mean, all the time, as soon as the mobile come in. You know, I didn't even have one, actually. I ended up getting one sort of recently, you know, do you know what I mean? I wasn't interested, do you know what I mean, in that kind of world where she was. You know, but it kind of like does a lot of damage in a kind of way where, you know, everyone's opening their windows today, aren't they? You know, and, you know, but I think, like, I've met some amazing girls, like, you know, Alice from Dallas. I think she was amazing. You know, and I don't think I would have met her or even spoken to her if it wasn't for the technology we've got today, do you know what I mean? So I'm grateful for it, you know. I wish it was in, you know, the internet when I was a lot younger, to be honest with you. You know, I think I would have been more intelligent today. You know, I think I've learned most of my intelligence in the last several years, you know, with the help of the internet.
Yeah.
See what I mean? You know, I kind of understand the world a lot, much more than I did, let's put it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Before it come in.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and as I say, it's a nice, I think it's a good place to find a relationship with someone as well, you know, if you want one.
Well, I think it's for the last, at least the last 10, 15 years, a large majority of relationships have formed through online interaction, you know. You know, especially like long distance relationships and all that kind of stuff too. You've got people living in Canada, you're going to meet someone who's living in Australia. Say for example, I'm just being random, but you know what I mean, like, you know, people meeting online and falling in love and going to a different country to meet the person, like Alice did for you in a way, you know. So it's,
You've got some people that have got a number of girlfriends, you know, or boyfriends, you know what I mean? They don't just have one or two, they have, you know, they have 5 or 6 girlfriends, you know.
Lots of relationships.
You know, and they,
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, mate, before we wrap it up and call it a night for this week's episode, is there any kind of any final words or thoughts or anything you want to share with the people before we call it a night?
Just try to have a good time tonight.
Right.
Today.
Right.
And enjoy yourself. I don't think you have to be in a relationship in life.
To always be happy. No, that's another misconception.
I don't think you have to have a relationship to be happy.
You gotta be happy with who you are first.
No, like I say, I'm the kind of person that's had a relationship, been married, and now I'm, like, free again.
Yeah.
I'm all that.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
Free of relationship in a funny way,
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how life changes and evolves, and obviously, relationships are a huge part of our lives.
Let's put it this way: I know how tough relationships are, and that's why I'm single today.
Yeah, but a lot of people are choosing to be single today.
Well, that's why I'm single today, because I just know how tough it all is. It's okay if you meet the right person, I think.
Definitely. It can be wonderful, can be beautiful if you meet the right person.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all a work in progress, mate. All relationships are work in progress, and they take time and energy and commitment, dedication, etc. So no matter what type of relationship it is, it takes work and communication and investment.
Yeah, I don't want all that.
Yeah.
I just want to be free of all that.
Yeah. We're all different, eh?
I mean, you never know. I might sort of wake up tomorrow, go for a walk, and this woman falls madly in love with me.
Yeah, you might meet a woman tomorrow.
I mean, really, that's what it is. Really, I think. Like, you got to wait for the woman to come to you. I think in life, you don't go up to them. I know that you can go up and chat them up and things, and it works. But I think really, in nature, the woman normally comes to you. If you're good, if she wants you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a woman that chooses, really, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Or should choose.
Yeah.
Not the man, I think.
Yeah.
I think. But that's it, yeah.
Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode. We'll be back again next week with a brand new episode, of course. So yeah, please stay tuned for that. Hope you guys have enjoyed this week's episode, of course. And yeah, one love, good night, and yeah, as we just said, all relationships are work in progress. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, keep going, keep striving, keep working hard. That's it.
And like I said, the best relationship you can have really is with yourself.
Yeah, you got to love yourself first, and be accepting of yourself first, and know who you are first before you can, be in any relationship and make anyone happy, and have a solid foundation in a relationship. So yeah. Anyway, guys, good night. God bless.
One love.
That's it.